Hi everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks. And look, I know my presentation style is corny, right? There's no doubt. I sometimes, you know, you've got to live with the cheese, you've got to try and enjoy it a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit endearing sometimes, right? So today's video is going to be all about the horns in World of Tanks and why I have been honking more over the last week than I possibly have done, I think, ever inside this game at least. Road rage in the punto, not really something that I would do. More of a kind of like a, not really a road rage, but more of a road kind of, it's almost as if it's like one of those tiny little toy dogs that you know that seems to have a lot of bite in it, but isn't really anything, and the other cars kind of like laugh at the punto. Yeah, let's not go there anyway. Let's talk about the horns inside World of Tanks, and specifically, what's been going on. So the last week, to celebrate Wargaming's 10th anniversary of World of Tanks. This is the second session of it, phase 2, stage 2, whatever you want to be calling it. In the first week, we had something completely different. Now we have got horns. And so, at first, they were absolutely awful. The horns were so quiet. It was really embarrassing. So on Monday of this week, I started streaming as I've been doing every single day, and I set up the title of the stream saying, "Horns in World of Tanks," as if I was some kind of Brian Blessed trying to be the biggest noise I could possibly be. But in the end, really, it ended up more like, toot. It was more like, it was awful. It was awful. The horns were so quiet that you couldn't even really hear them. It was embarrassing. So the first thing that I did is I got in my EBR and I went and I chased down an enemy artillery and I started honking them in. Oh, was this it? Really? It was absolutely embarrassing. It was not loud enough at all to warrant any kind of bemusement from the enemy artillery. Probably didn't even hear it. If they weren't wearing a good pair of headphones or they didn't have their speakers cranked up so they could hear that tank, the tank bass, then yeah, it wouldn't have happened really. So I was incredibly disappointed. I thought Wargaming had completely failed with the horns inside World of Tanks. But luckily, several days later, a micro patch increased the horn. The horn grew stronger and louder, and now you can actually use it to quite fun and comedic effects inside the game. No doubt, I've been really enjoying using the horns, and I almost feel like it would be good to have it in the game forever. The amount of times that it's actually quite useful to tell your allies, or even just to give like a friendly like boop, you know, what do you really have to do to kind of like have a little bit of extra communication with your allies? I guess you can use the F8 keys like I was talking about a few weeks ago. Oh, that Yak Panther kind of shot that 703 backwards. I'm surprised the 703 didn't let out a blare of his horn there at the Yak Panther for that, because he really did just screw him over. I'm thinking, can I penetrate the defender's lower plate with my fairly decent penetration on my T29? No, I really can't. But I would love to see the horns stay in the game for good. In fact, the horns, if you go, I'm not sure if it's going to be in here. Is it going to be in the control settings? Probably is. Oh, there you go. You heard it for the first time. Wow. 2-3 minutes into the video and you're actually hearing the horn for the first time. And luckily, because the T29 is a very hefty girl, you actually get the loudest of the horns. There are 3 different horns, one for the smaller vehicles, the mid-sized vehicles, and then one for the big boys. And the T29 counts as a big boy inside World of Tanks, as the vehicle does actually weigh 65 tons. It's quite easy to forget that this is a true American heavy tank. So now I'm loading a gold round. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to fire one up into the lower plate of the defender, but it's still orange. So I still have to aim for the weak point with gold. Luckily, I know about the weak point on top of the defender, and we shut him down. So let's go back into the controls, and I'll show you exactly where the horn has been. There it is, the horn. It's not going to be around for much longer. In fact, I think it's disappearing tomorrow. And so if you absolutely, utterly have to test this for yourself, you have to go into the game right now and press your K key in bemusement at the enemy tanks, or to show your displeasure at the actions of your team. But yeah, no, I've been really enjoying it actually. It's been adding just a little bit more laughs, and hats off to Wargaming for doing the right thing and increasing the horn's volume, because it was completely disappointing at first. But it's ended up being a real good time. Talking about a real good time, yeah, you're not blinking twice if you see who I'm platooning with. I am platooning with Ike again. I've been platooning with him a couple of times now over the last few weeks. All it took was like a global apocalypse for us to actually play together again, right? Yeah, that's all it took, right? Oh, yeah, but no, it's been so fun to play with him again. There's nobody that I have so much synergy and such a long, rich gaming history as this lovely Norwegian man. I mean, Ike, the first time I met him was back in 2005 in World of Warcraft. We were two dwarves just running around in Elven Forest trying to figure out what is going on. And since then, we've been as thick as thieves. So it's really good to be enjoying some World of Tanks with them again. And what better tank to go and work with your buddy in than probably, in my opinion, one of the best tanks tier for tier in the game that is a heavy is the T-29. This tier 7 American heavy tank is just absolutely awesome if you know what you're doing with it. Hide your hull, expose only your turret, but keep it moving because as you can see you can get overmatched on top of the vehicle right there. And try and hide also the cupola on top of the tank. And apart from that, well, you don't have the best DPM, the best accuracy, or really the best aim time, or even the best mobility, but a really reliable gun. Great penetration for tier 7 with 198 on its standard rounds, making it a good free-to-play vehicle. And if you load the gold, 245mm of penetration on the premium rounds will allow you to strategically take out higher tier vehicles, or if you're just an absolute gold noob, you could just load gold the whole time and just play the game easy mode. I'm not really going to judge you. So this is a UDES, a tier 8 Swedish tank destroyer, and of course it has about 20mm of armor, which means that I can overmatch it completely with my 105mm main armament. You see me, I'm not having some kind of corona jitters here as I wiggle to the left and the right. I'm using that to try and feather the target. When the target's behind the bush, I'm going to try and find the outline. And by wiggling left and right over the enemy, I can see where the edge of the rock is, even though it's behind a bush. Alright, so right now, Ike is locked in Mortal Kombat with a T-29. In fact, we're going to go over there and see what he's up to. Is he doing it? Maybe? Possibly? I mean, how much more corny can this video get? I'm having to justify the title, right? Because it has nothing to do with anything else. Get your mind out of the gutter, YouTube, okay? So Ike... Oh! I killed the UDES while I'm following Ike on his journey against the Tiger P. Oh! Good one into the hull. Also locking down the tracks, the Tiger P repairs, and now locks Ike up in a very awkward place. But Ike has his repair kit, and the Devastator with the Norwegian flag on the side of the turret finishes off the Tiger P, while I also finish off... No, I don't finish off the guard, I just damage him down to being a one-shot. And slowly but surely, me and Ike are just completely dominating this game. 2 kills apiece. We're going to be hunting for our brothers in arms medal if we can pick up one more each. And I just feel so confident in a T-29 in this scenario. 10 degrees of gun depression, real nice gun, with not the highest alpha, not like the IS, right? Not like 390, but 105mm main armament with 320, it's decent enough. Combine that with the decent penetration and that gun depression and that turret armor, and you know, boys and girls, you have a tank that is incredibly powerful. Definitely one of the most dominant heavy tanks tier for tier in the game. Unfortunately, this is a guard wiggling backwards and forwards, and my 10 degrees of gun depression don't quite manage to get him. I'm hoping he's going to be able to bounce, but you know what? Why not just let the Tiger... Whoop! Gumba him on top. Oh, I wonder if the Tiger is stuck now. Oh well, that was too funny. You know what? I'm happy to give up that kill. Unfortunately, it means that we have no more opportunity. K. Yeah, that's right. Now it needs to stay in the game. How brilliant is that? It's fantastic. And look, Ike's rushing over to me like, where is this T-20? So I think it's been brilliant, honestly. I haven't really been annoyed by them. No one's been like incessantly trolling anyone. I just think it's fantastic. I think the horn... I think it should be a permanent thing. I think it just adds to the comedic effect of the game. It's another tool in your arsenal to just have fun with your friends, right? It's been absolutely awesome to have this horn in the game. So, what a game of World of Tanks here. This is just everything as to why... Whoa, wait a minute, T-20 below us. Oh dear, my friend. Looks like you have got yourself a little stuck down there. Oh, it would be a horrible shame if 2 nasty T-29s didn't gang up on you, bro. Uh-oh. Oh, mate. With the horns at the end. That's just quality. That for me is World of Tanks. Back in the game with my good buddy Ike, living up to his name, Devastator, here on the side of his T-29, as 2 fat Americans blare their horn, showing that they are definitely corny for some tier 7 American medium tank at the end of the game. All round, fantastic round of World of Tanks, and I thought I couldn't let this event go without getting a horn replay up on the YouTube channel. So we get a cracking ace tanker here for the T29, including that smashing finale on the T20, high caliber for the 4,183 damage that we dealt, and this would have been a profit with or without a premium account, even though we did fire a couple of premium rounds here against higher tier and very balanced Soviet heavy tanks, right? All in all, this vehicle is just absolutely awesome. When I first played this vehicle, fell in love with it. When I play this vehicle nowadays, I mean, I'm a little bit bored of the gameplay. But still, just because I am and I have access to all of these other vehicles, which kind of play like this at the higher tiers, doesn't mean that this is not a fantastic mid-tier heavy tank that pretty much anyone could pick up within their first week or so playing World of Tanks. And while I'm not saying that you're going to go and smash out 1,500 base experience, at least on your first day, if you practice it and you get better, this is one of those mid-tier heavy tanks where you can still have a tremendous effect irrelevant of the matchup that you're in. So anyway, ladies and gents, boys and girls, that was it for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, but if you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And if you're watching this video as it's released on Sunday, it's time for the World of Tanks Tech Tree Showcase of the week. This week featuring the current top of the tree vehicle. It's the tier 10 Soviet light tank, the T100 LT. And so come along right now as I start at tier 1 and work my way up towards tier 10 so you can see if it's a line that's worth grinding this next couple of weeks, where you can get a 30% discount on the tank, as well as also picking up 5 times experience games after your daily double. Yeah, spoilers, it's probably one of the best light tanks in the game for everybody. So really looking forward to this one. Should be a whale of a time. Yes, exactly. So yeah, what are you doing right now? Have you got something better to do? Probably you do. I'm just a potato in pajamas, right? Just playing video games on the internet. But anyway, hopefully you all have a lovely rest of your evening. Quick update, me and my family are absolutely fantastic. Everyone's good inside the QuickyBaby household. Tanya's family's good. I'm shopping for my parents, so they're self-isolating, so they don't have to leave the house. And yeah, I hope everything's going great for you guys as well out there. And if it is, then come and let me know on Twitch right now as I'm streaming. And also, let me know in the comments down below if you want to keep the horn in World of Tanks, or if you think that it's really corny, and in fact, you'd rather see it go. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.